Hello everyone, and welcome back to Life at the Nut House. Today I want to share with you a simple dinner idea that your kids are sure to love. So today I'm going to show you how I make homemade sloppy joes. But before we do that, I have made some brioche buns and I need to get them in the oven and get them cooking. I also have some tater tots in the oven as well to go along with this. I have a video that shows you how to make these buns. They are the best, and it makes a small amount, so we have one each and one for my husband to take to work. I'm just going to put an egg wash on it and get it in the oven, and then we'll start our sloppy joes. So I make these buns to go with hamburgers, barbecue chicken, hot ham and cheese. They are really easy and they taste way better than any store-bought roll or bun that you can buy. So for the sloppy joes, we're going to start with 2 pounds of ground beef. Now this is really lean ground beef. 90-10 is the percentage of it. We're going to get that sauteing in a pan. Now, of course, if you need to make a smaller amount, you could do 1 pound, or if you needed to make a larger amount, just add more ground beef. And you really can't mess this up. It's not like baking where things need to be pretty precise. So we're going to get this sauteing, and then we'll move on to the next part. So I'm going to chop up some fresh garlic here. You can also use jarred garlic if you have it, but fresh is the best if you can. It has a lot of health benefits and it is delicious. So I'm going to cut these up and put those and let those saute with the beef. So we're growing a lot of garlic this year, and I'm excited to be able to use the fresh garlic in a lot of recipes because we love garlic here. If you haven't checked out our videos on our garden, be sure to check those out too, because we put a lot of work into growing our food to save our families some money. So I'm going to continue to break apart the meat so that it can be in nice small pieces instead of big chunks. And we'll add that garlic to the pan and let that cook with it. Now we're going to start seasoning our meat. I'm adding some seasoned salt to the pan and some fresh ground black pepper. We're also going to add some garlic powder, some minced onions, and I make a homemade pepper powder, which is basically the peppers that I grow. I mix them and dehydrate them and then create a pepper powder so I can hide some of those peppers in my food and my kids don't know it. Now this is one of those meals that you can make in 30 minutes or less. If you're doing the tater tots and you like them really crispy like we do, it might take you a few more minutes, but in less than an hour you can have the whole thing finished. And the key is to having your meat already thawed. So at the beginning of each week, I go to my deep freezer and I pull out the meat that I think we might use for the week, and I put it in the refrigerator in a casserole dish so it can start thawing. And then I have meat already ready, and so I don't have to wait for it to defrost. And then everybody's starving and there's nothing planned. This is a quick recipe that I can pull together, or hamburgers or a chicken. As long as you have the meat thawed, then you will be ready for dinner and you won't be inclined to go and purchase food out to eat, which costs way more than home cooking. I've added a little water to the end of the ketchup container because I want to use all of it that I can so we don't waste any of it. And we're going to add that into the skillet in a minute. And then I got some chili sauce from Aldi. They had a sale on it for like 49 cents. So I'm going to put that in it. Normally, I would just stick with the ketchup, but today I'm going to add the chili sauce in just to use it up. Along with the ketchup, I'm going to use around a tablespoon or so of yellow mustard, and we're going to stir that up and then add a sweetener. So we're going to use some of my homemade brown sugar, and we're going to also put that in. I'm using about 3 tablespoons. You can use less if you don't want it as sweet, or you can use a little bit more. It's totally up to you, but it's really good to have a little bit of sweet in your sloppy joes. Now I have some of my homemade pickles. I'm going to just add in a tablespoon or 2 of the pickle juice. It just cuts that sweet a little bit. Normally, if my kids weren't that picky, I would chop up some pickles and throw in there, maybe with some onions and peppers and tomatoes, but I'm just doing the plain kid approved version today. So just a little bit of pickle juice is what I'll add. Now my husband and I like a fresh Vidalia onion to go over the top of our meat on our sandwich. It just gives a sweet crunch and it is so good. So I am going to cut us up a couple slices to add on to our sandwich. Now I have the buns out of the oven. We're going to put a little bit of butter on top of them just to make them even more delicious. And then the tater tots will come out of the oven and we will have dinner ready. And here's my plate with the sloppy joes and a slice of onion, tater tots, and one of our homemade pickles. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. We will see you on the next one.